Tomorrow we read the portion of Teitzei, and there are many positive and negative mitzvahs in this week's portion. One of the negative mitzvahs of this week's portion is that we are not permitted to give a loan on interest. However, this prohibition only applies to a fellow Jew. When we are dealing with a non-Jew, then Torah tells us, we are permitted to give a loan with interest to a non-Jew. But, once again, right after Torah tells us we're allowed to give a loan to a non-Jew with interest, once again, Torah repeats itself and says, don't do that to a Jew. And Or Chaim HaKadosh asks the question, why not? Why does Torah have to repeat itself? It already says you're not permitted to give a loan with interest to a Jew. And here he says, Torah is worried. You're going to get into a certain habit. You're going to start giving loans on interest to the non-Jew. And then, one day you're going to forget. Well, I'm allowed to give loans with interest. Yeah, but that's only to a non-Jew, not to a Jew. And therefore, to make sure that we never forget and make that mistake, Torah repeats itself once again and says, to a Jew, your fellow Jew, we're not permitted to give loan with interest. And this has to be a guiding light for us. We have to remember that all the positive and negative commandments, which our Torah tells us to do, they all have specific directions, how a mitzvah is supposed to be done. And we cannot on our own come and compare one mitzvah to another mitzvah. Over there, by that mitzvah it's permitted, and by another mitzvah it's not permitted. To give to a non-Jew, you're allowed to take interest. When you give to a Jew, you're not permitted to take interest. And when we realize that everything in Torah is precise, and Torah gives us direction in every single mitzvah, in every single detail, and we live our life the way a Jew is supposed to live, then we are fortunate to receive Hashem's blessings. Because for every mitzvah that we do, along with it, comes what we need to fulfill the mitzvah. And if Torah says you're not allowed to give a loan on interest, and you give the loan without interest, just don't worry about it. God will find His way to not only give you the interest, but many times over, you'll receive God's infinite blessings. Now Hashem bless us that we listen and follow Torah as guided in the Shulchan Aruch and by our teachers and rabbis, and may God look down upon us and shower us with infinite blessings in the new year. Shabbat Shalom to you all.